So let's imagine you have to use this for all the planets and all their satellites. Imagine how many views you will have if you are not using a code. So what we are going to do now is to use coding instead of just adding a visual interface, and you will see how easy it is to actually keep our code, using our code, keep our view controller clean. So I'm going to just select every view, hit delete, because we're not going to need them. We're going to need only these two, which is our welcome, and one planet view. Also, I'm going to select the view controller here, hit delete, and move to trash. So now we have no files apart from Apple appdelegate.swift file. So select appdelegate.swift, Command N, or you can say File, New File, which is Command N. And here we are going to, under iOS, we are going to select Cocoa Touch class. Click Next. I'm going to call this Welcome View Controller. Click Next and click Create. So now we have a view controller called Welcome View Controller. So let's go to our main storyboard, select our Welcome View Controller, and here under the class inspector, we are going to set the view controller to be Welcome View Controller and hit enter, make sure it stays here. Then we need another view controller to control this view here. So we have created one for this one, but this one still doesn't have any. So let's select our Welcome View Controller, Command N to create another one, Cocoa Touch class. Click Next, and this one I'm going to call Planet View Controller, and click Create. So we have another view controller here, and by default Apple is giving us some boilerplate code with a viewDidLoad function. Remember, this is the first function that is called as soon as our view is loaded. Then we have some navigation here, which is commented out. We don't need this for now. All we need to do is go to our storyboard here, select our view that is currently our Mercury here. Then we go and set the class to control this to a planet view controller. Hit enter, make sure it stays there. Now we have this default information about our Mercury planet, but since our information is going to be dynamic, we are going to delete this. But before we do that, I want to open our assistant editor so we can connect some of UI elements because we need to use them. So I want to start from my image view, so I control drag, let's do the connections here on top. So I control drag to my top area here, and I'm going to call this Planet Image View, and then I select my text view here, and again control drag here, say Facts Text View. And also we have a next button here because we want to use this button when our user is selecting the next. We are going to replace this planet with another one. So what I'm going to do is put this one under my viewDidLoad, option click, drag it here, and this time make sure it says action, not outlet. When you are doing this under the function viewDidLoad, it automatically changes to action. I'm going to say next, button pressed. Click connect, and now we have three connections, two outlets, these two, and the button is as a function. So let's go to our storyboard here, and I want to remove the current values here. So the image name is no longer Mercury, so it's an empty, and the text here I'm going to select and just to remove the text. So currently we have, and remove it. So currently we have our image, our text view here. Let's resize it as well, with no text inside it. So this is all we need to do in our storyboard. The rest will be done in code. So for welcome view, we're not doing anything here. Let's move to our planet view controller. So I'm going to hide the panels here so I have more space to work. And also let's remove these comments here from our viewDidLoad function. And I'm not going to need this navigation as well, so I'm select and deleting it. So you should have two variables on top, a viewController function, the viewDidLoad function, and a next button pressed function. So since we are familiar with arrays and dictionaries, we can use them now in order to show our information. So let's create let planet names, and this is going to be equal, and let's create an empty array, and I'm going to create some planet names here. So let's start from the first one, Mercury, comma, and then we have Venus, comma, we have Earth, comma, and we have Mars. If you have downloaded more images, you can of more planets and facts about more planets, you can add them here. Just put comma and the next planet. Then I'm going to add planet facts, and the planet facts I am going to use dictionary here. So I say let planet facts, and let's specify that this is a string as a key and string as a value dictionary, and this is equals, and I'm going to create an empty dictionary now, and we're going to populate it. So the first key is going to be our Mercury, which is the planet name is going to be the key, and the value is going to be the fact about the planet. So the facts, if I go to my desktop here, I can again copy and paste my facts from my planet information. Again, this is going to be a text, a string, so we put these double quotes. And now when we put some of the text is in white because there is an enter there, it's a new paragraph. So what we need to do is just remove the empty lines, and it will bring it back to normal. And here we put the closing double quotes, so it knows that our value here has finished. Then we put comma, and we have another key with another value, which is in our case Venus. And the value, let's copy the value from Venus and paste it here. Let me move the Venus down one line so we have clear what's going on here. And again, we're going to move this up so our double quotes stop where our text is. And next we have another key value pair. Let's just bring this back because Xcode is trying to help us to break it. So the next is our Earth. Going to put the key and let's copy the value, our fact here. And you see here about our Venus, we have some double quotes inside. Let's move the Earth down. In our Earth, we have a double quote here. It's called planets. So when Xcode sees double quote, it thinks that our string here finished and then here string start again. So I'm just going to replace a double quote with a single quote. So it's going to be a part of text. And here again we're going to remove the empty enter space and empty lines there. And also let's move up our single quote. And lastly we have our key as Mars. And the value, let's copy the Mars value. And again, let's move this to up, and I think that's it. And what I'm going to do is remove my Mars down. So we have separate Mars, Earth, let's put a nice space here, then Venus, and the first one is the Mercury. So we have our planet name and our planet facts. And then we have a button that we want to click and generate a new planet. But first, if I open my application now, if I run it, you will see what we have currently. So let's go to our planetarium. The title still has Mercury, but we have deleted everything. So now we're going to use our, this is like our database here. We're going to use this in order to populate our views dynamically.